Think of a corridor where the farther you go toward the end, the farther the end gets. This is the situation you face while watching the Corridor movie. Hi, I'm Kian and this is Every Films Made Twice. I am Iranian and like Iranian films. In this video I wanna talk about The Corridor. The film has three characters, mother, son and father. A father who may not be able to survive, a son who has lived without his father for 5 years, and a mother who works, cares for a child and fights for her husband's release. The central theme of the film is qisas, which is a kind of retribution. I pronounce qisas, it's q letter, doesn't exist in English language. I use q instead of that letter. Qisas in Islamic law means the punishment which is analogous to the crime. Eye for an eye principle. If someone injures someone else's eye, the victim has right to injure his or her eye in retaliation. This retribution is about both murder and intentional bodily injury. In the case of murder, the victim's heirs can legally ask to take the life of the killer. They also can grant pardon to the perpetrator. Pardon is more advised, emphasized and appreciated in Islamic jurisprudence. The story of the film oscillates between retribution and forgiveness. Regardless of the rightness or wrongness of qisas, the film wants to show us the value of forgiveness. One person has lost his life. We shouldn't let another person die. Another family breaks up. And above all, we shouldn't let a young child be traumatized. Hania Tawassuli has played the role of mother well, a mother whose situation has become difficult, but she is not disappointed and does not give up trying. Shiva is an ordinary woman, wears ordinary clothes. She doesn't make up. Her husband has not come home for 5 years, but during this time, she has not betrayed him. Although she needs money, she does not seduce. She doesn't deceive men. Of course, the men in the film are also decent. The sister husband of the man who was murdered and the warden and Shiva's employer. In general, the story takes place in a clean and polite atmosphere that is close to the child's point of view. Mohammad Reza Shirkhanlu is amazing. He's 7 years old, but he plays as if he's very experienced. His childish playfulness and stubbornness and most importantly the innocence in his eyes have made him an effective actor. He has just seen his father and does not want to be separated from him. Amir Ali with his childish purity cannot understand what happened to his father. The cruelty of the world and the indifference of society engulfed this poor child very soon. If his father is executed, what will happen to Amir Ali? Reza Attaran, a successful comedian, has played a serious role this time. Naturally, a serious role for an experienced comedian is a big risk. However, Attaran proved that he can play various roles in different genres realistically. Notice his begging eyes. He wants to stay alive. He wants to hug his son whenever he misses him. He explicitly said to Shiva during the visit in prison, "I don't want to die." At first, the relationship between father and son is not comfortable. Amir Ali sees his father after 5 years. Gradually, they become closer and more interdependent. Amir Ali has just found out that he has a protector called father. He cannot be separated from him. The peak of the affection between the two is when Behzad is allowed to play football with his son in prison, a scene that has been shown in slow motion to prolong the time when father and son are together. It's painful to think that this father might be executed, isn't it? It is noteworthy that the similarity between father and son is not only about the love they express to each other. When Amir Ali breaks the neighbor's glass and goes with his father to apologize, the neighbor shouts at him. He is not forgiven just like his father. After that, Amir Ali asks his father, "Why that man pushed us?" Behzad replies, "Sometimes they do not forgive," a fate that Behzad himself has suffered from it. He killed someone and his family doesn't forgive him. A little later when the child asks, "So why apologize when they do not forgive?" Behzad has no answer. Film is heartbreaking and extremely tearjerker. The lighting is soft, the weather is snowy, everything shows the sadness in the story, sadness that is accompanied by apprehension. We are afraid that Behzad may be executed in every scene we see in the film, every time we look at Amir Ali's eyes and every time we look at Shiva's tired face. Dehliz is a good name for this movie. It means corridor. In old houses, Dehliz was usually dark corridor which ended in light. In one scene, Behzad says that as a child, every time he went to his grandmother's house, he had to pass through a dark corridor, which is called Dehliz. Because of this, he was scared. He closed his eyes and started running. He ran until he reached the light. The film takes us to the same corridor. We also want to close our eyes so that these scenes end sooner. Behzad comes back home and hugs his young son forever. We do not know the victim's family. All we know is that they have a mother who is bedridden and unable to speak, and there are two sisters, one of whom agrees, but the other is not convinced. The script does not explain why the other sister doesn't forgive the killer. We know that she is the twin sister of the victim. Because of this, they were emotionally interdependent. But this explanation cannot be the reason for this stubborn opposition to forgiveness after 5 years. Another criticism of the film is the prison environment, which is shown unrealistically, with a kind prison officer and a kinder prison warden. However, these two criticisms are minor and the power of storytelling makes us forget them. Dehliz is highly acclaimed. Masoud Farasati, a well-known Iranian cinema critic, called it higher than Iranian cinema standards. The acting of three main characters, especially the young actor, has been praised a lot. Hania Tavassoli won the Crystal Simor for Best Actress in the 31st Fajr Film Festival. The corridor ending is a perfect painting, with the Amir Ali's magical acting, the last efforts of a child who wants to be a father to his father and help him to be released. The victim's mother begins to cry. This cry doesn't upset us. On the contrary, it gives us hope for forgiveness. It is possible to guess what decision the victim's family will make in the end, but whatever decision they make, we will not forget Amir Ali's enthusiasm when he played football with his father. Conclusion: if you've killed someone, make a wooden horse for his knees.